Let's move on to the two confusions that the Christian apologists rely on when making the Islamic dilemma. The first of these confusions is the imagination that the Bible has never been changed. That's obviously false. Even Wes Huff, who argues for the Islamic dilemma himself, he accepts that there are parts of the Bible that should not be there. He admits that there are parts of the present-day Bible that should not be there. He argues that the Bible has changed and that there are parts of it that are not inspired scripture.
I do not think Mark 16, 9 through 20 is original. I don't think Mark wrote it, and therefore, I don't think it's inspired scripture.
Of course, Wes Huff believes that there are other parts of the Bible without this addition at the end of the Gospel of Mark, and those parts of the Bible he accepts and he believes in them. But that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here is that there were people in history who changed the Bible. And Wes Huff accepts that, but we don't even need Wes Huff's confession to see this. Every Christian who believes that the modern biblical canon is from God, by virtue of the fact that they believe that this biblical canon is from God, they believe that there are non-canonical books that are not from God, that people claimed were from God, but are actually not from God. That's the whole purpose of having a Christian canon. It's to distinguish genuine teachings, genuine revelation, from false teachings, from false revelation. So everyone believes, all Christians, they believe that the Bible was in fact corrupted by the hands of men. They might believe that the version that they have has not been corrupted, but did that corruption take place? It did take place. It's an obvious fact. Now, this corruption, everybody knew that it was happening all the time. For hundreds of years, even before the coming of the Prophet ﷺ, Christians knew it because it's even mentioned in the Bible. If you go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 8, verse 8, the prophet Jeremiah, he says, "How can you say we are wise, for we have the law of the Lord? How can we say this? How can we make this claim when actually the lying pen of the scribes has handled it falsely?" So he's describing a situation where scribes are corrupting the scripture. It's very interesting to note that the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls has shown that there have been substantially different versions of the book of Jeremiah that have existed throughout history. The reason why this is interesting is because it's now historically established that the very book of the Bible that mentions the lying pen of the scribes has itself been altered. And it's not just with the book of Jeremiah. In the 3rd century, the famous Christian theologian Origen, he wrote that the discrepancies between the manuscripts has become great. It's become vast. And he says it's either because of the negligence of some scribes or because of the audacity of others. And he mentions that they either neglect checking or others, when they're checking, other copyists, when they're checking, they make additions and deletions as they please. So it's a basic fact that the Bible has been corrupted. Every historian knows this, but you don't even need to be a historian to know this. Even Christians, any Christian who believes in a canon, they accept the fact that the Bible has in fact been corrupted throughout history. If you liked this clip and you'd like to see another one, click here. And if you'd like to see the full video, click here.